Welcome back to Indian Trace. True to a promise to myself, I'm going to continue documenting my top shelf finds from sites that I often mention by name on Indian Trace. And welcome back to Indian Trace. What you're looking at, and we're going to go through here and just get a little bit of a close-up, is the points that represent the site you hear me call the Bear and the dunes, as in sand dunes. And I have never, and that's why I'm pausing here, I've never seen them all together really. Never really have. I keep them separated based on, I think, style and sometimes material, but mostly style. Serrated versus, larger points versus quartz or sugar quartz, what have you. And as you can see, the Bear and dunes here together, and they're at the far end, another 800 yards away from Mecca, but a ways away, so they're a different site altogether. So we're going to get a good look at this, and these are really great looking artifacts. When I see them together, I'm just amazed that these two, now I know why these two sites are so special. I mean, and you can remember points that you found there when you're there, but when you see them all together, it's a different story. I encourage you to pull your stuff out and organize them by site. It'll change your thankfulness. Well, let's take a look at these and go right around. Here's a piece of sugar quartz that I found early on at the Bear. Really great piece of quartz. It's reddish brown. It's good lighting in here now, I think. And as we go right around these outside points and go right up, the Bear gave me this, which is a little bit of Guilford Yuma. You see the concave end here as it goes in. In North Carolina, at least, they designate those as Guilford Yumas. Then, of course, in North Carolina, there's a lot of Marl Mountains. The dunes provided this piece, and it was just a great piece to find. I remember I was freezing cold that day. You always remember them when you find them. But as we get a little museum tour here, here's a piece from the Bear. And I even remember things that are distinct, such as, the conditions I found them in. It was potatoes that had been brought up and tilled under. But that's just a great look at some of the quartz work they do here in North Carolina. Love that. Now let me go down the side here. Another one from the dunes. It is actually, if I can get the focus working here, this is smoky quartz, and was just a really great piece to find. Not a thing wrong with it. It might be a little bit off here or there, but I'm telling you what, that would have done the job. And I really love every single inch of it is worked, if you could feel it. Great point. Here's another one from the Bear. It's actually a reddish, I don't know if I'll get the focus in on this or if it's gonna, it's a reddish color, varied material. I don't even think it's gonna come in, but I felt it was worth putting up there. It's been a unique point from the Bear. Here's one early on at the Bear, which is just a traditional arrowhead shape that is great to find. I always love them. Material I couldn't identify. I'm not sure it is rhyolite. Now what do I want to do? I'll go around the circle clockwise. Look at this long piece here, over 3 inches. Big Guilford from the Bear. And there are bears there now. I mean, currently I find fresh tracks. It's rhyolite. Fresh tracks. It's a tongue twister. Look at this piece of rhyolite right here. I think you'll like this. Found at the Bear. Cortex on the top. You can see where they flaked out on that. Just a fun piece to find. And another piece at the Bear right here. Traditional arrowhead shape. A flint that I don't find much around here in North Carolina. I guess a spade shape. Great piece. Sort of commentary going through the museum here, Eastern North Carolina artifacts, which in case if you just click in and you haven't been here, that's what you're seeing. Found that early on at the Bear. Wow, what they can do with quartz, but as many of you know and have seen some of these, a lot of the new ones haven't seen, new people who have subscribed haven't seen anything in terms of all of it. For example, look at this. Talk about quartz work on a Yadkin. Good gracious, right? Nobody's going to complain about that. Or even the little guy you're catching a glimpse of underneath it from the dunes. But this one's from the Bear right here. And another piece of work from the dunes. Absolutely perfect quartz work. Trying to keep my hand steady here. I like to do these at a certain time in the afternoon where I can get, excuse me, I'm just trying to get something I knocked over down. There we go. Here's a point when I can get natural light only, no artificial light. Unbelievable on this point, right? From the top of the Bear. I'm getting so close, having to hold it so still. You probably feel my heart beating. I can see it moves the lens when I'm filming this, but I want you to have the opportunity to get really close to these as if you were able to visit them in a museum or even handle them. Here's some sugar quartz for you from the Bear. I mean to tell you, reddish cinnamon color, a little bit of maybe orange mixed in. Now that's a piece of sugar quartz. It's 2 inches long, it's heavy, it's big. Give you an idea on this because it's a unique piece. Heavy caliber stuff. But just unbelievable wealth here in North Carolina. I mean, you can look at all this stuff together from one site, one land area, one little land area pretty much. Look at this point. The dunes. Some of these were filmed when I found them, but they're 3 years ago, maybe 4, and some of them were not, as I say all the time. This piece is incredible, piece of rhyolite. A lot of people out there might be saying, you know, what's on the back side of that? Well, let's look at this one piece in particular. Look at the vein that goes through that piece of rhyolite. That is what the dunes provides. Mercy. Now I have a couple points here I want to show you from the dunes right on the bottom. And these are the points that are together. Right here. This one and this one were both found at the dunes. Crazy, right? I mean, look at the workmanship on this. Variated material here. That is enough to make you fall in love with the place, right? And another piece, one of my all-time favorites right here from the dunes. So laying this stuff out all together is an awesome thing. Now something's missing, of course, because it's the only atlatl weight, only banner stone I've ever found all together. Oh, I forgot something. These up in the middle. How could you forget those, right? I'm shaking all over. There we go. Crazy, right? A couple little triangles found very similar time at the Bear. Don't find a lot of those in North Carolina. Bow points, if you will. Versus a little one like this, which is actually an atlatl dart tip. Stellar point right there. That came from the dunes, and this came from the Bear. Great stuff. If you happen to go back in time, and I encourage everybody to get to know everybody on YouTube that you subscribe to, go back in time. Check out their digital footprint, what they've been finding. Some people have been here for 10 years. I can't even imagine. But check out their hunts and what they've been finding. Look at this thing. I wasn't even able to film this. Didn't even know what I found when I found it, although I knew it was an artifact. Gracious mercy is what most people say. It's the only banner stone I've ever found that's whole and that has such a fantastic material associated with it. You can even see the marking. They either drilled this by cane or what have you. Mercy. Has a good weight to it, and the rock is it's not broken up. I mean, it's got a couple little scratches on it, but that's just particular to this marble or quartzite or whatever it is. It's almost a jade. Certainly traded in from somewhere. Crazy. Never seen the material in anything around here, but it's definitely worth a look. It's about that size, so you see it with my fingers. Clean and clear, right? Alright, that just about finishes it up, and a little bit of a tour from the dunes and from the bear. A little bit of museum series, and I've had so many great comments and appreciate them. And, just do my best to show you guys what I pull from one particular site that you either hear about or hear me comment on. I'm hoping to get back out to these as the spring breaks in here. And as always, right there, mercy. About any angle you take, it looks beautiful. That's Indian Trace. Have a great one, everybody.